And both teams going through their pregame rituals, getting loose well before we're underway. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. We're all dressed up and ready to go. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. One of the guys we're watching out for today, Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, Bynum is one of the best low-post players in the game, undoubtedly. Just with that skill set down on the block, with the incredible length, a good shot blocker as well. Still maturing and still growing, but I think we'll see him.
Oh, look out! Whoa. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well throw it if you got it, bud.
Sanders' shot is good.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
Humphrey sets a pick for Rondo. Rebounded by Long. So it's the Wizards now. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games this season are played in conference, and they struggled against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second fewest in the East.
Yeah, and the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number is pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch.
He dishes it to Sanders. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Long.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
As he's grown as a player, Andrew Bynum has become more forthcoming with his opinions, which I don't mind. One thing he said last season was that he felt his development was stifled a little bit by playing with Kobe Bryant. And you know what? He might be right.
And going back to Andrew Bynum, certainly he's shown the capability to be a go-to scorer on the low block.
Well, he's an old-school center. I mean, you can throw him the ball on the block. He's got great footwork. He can score with either hand. He's an impossible cover. And he's physically right, but that's the question. Will he be healthy? If so, then they've got a guy who can demand double teams down there.
And the Wizards making a change here. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. Doing a good job staying tight on their perimeter shooters is something that he wants his guys to focus on. He knows how much this team can hurt you if you give them too much room on the perimeter, and they're determined not to let that happen in this one, gentlemen.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of the defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line. That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there. Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Harden against Wallace. Now here's Rondo. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against San Antonio. Rondo is doubled. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. While we're in the quick break, let's show you the list of the hottest shooting rookies in the NBA this year. And you look at Clutch, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks. And, of course, lights out.
Well, it's safe to say these two have adjusted very well to the brand of defense played in the NBA. Their shooting percentages are fantastic.
Yeah, they've been uber reliable. I mean, about the only way to keep them from scoring is to keep them from getting the ball.
Shot is no good.
You got to love it. I mean, this kid battles just as hard on the inside as he does on the perimeter.
Deflected. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
past few weeks, let's see how Washington stacks up. First in field goal percentage, second in free throw percentage, and they're ranked third in the league in steals, active hands, and quick feet.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that and they're on their game, they're tough to beat.
They need to get the ball inside, Kevin.
Here's Doc. Soft touch off the glass. Doc's got 5. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And they're getting out in transition, too, finding some easy points in the fast break.
Here's Sanders. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. He's got 8.
Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Clutch the pass to Harden. No good on the triple. Celtics trail by 7. Wallace kicks to Rondo. The dish now to Sanders. Feeds to Humphries. Wallace outside. From deep. Second chance shot. Tries yet again. Rebounded by the Wizards. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston. Here's Hugh. Sanders with the steal. Pushing it up. And the jam by Carl Landry.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Lynn against Douglas. Goes up on the wing. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. You're right, they really haven't worked it inside, and now they've found themselves in a big hole.
Yeah, and that hole created because they've just been too impatient on offense, Kevin. Settling for perimeter shots, not moving the ball, not moving the defense, and really forgetting about attacking inside. You've got to make that a focal point offensively.
Second foul of the first quarter. They're probably going to have to sit him down here to try to avoid number 3.
Tony Douglas, I thought, had a nice bounce-back season a year ago. Always a tough defender, guys, and got his shot to start falling again, which has been AWOL for a bit.
Both free throws good from Douglas.
Well, you can count on him, can't you? He seems to knock down free throws consistently all game long.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Lynn against Douglas. Vesely dishes to Lynn. And there's the feed to Hardaway. Green kicks to Hardaway. Lynn, a 3-ball. They get the rebound. Passes to Hardaway. Green inside the 3. Wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Pretty shot without a second to spare.
That can be so demoralizing for the team that gives up a shot like...
Coming up Friday, January 3rd, Thaddeus Young and the Philadelphia 76ers go up against Steph.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won a title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable, but last year it seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Washington, Ibaka is out there with Andrew Bynum. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's lights out, and it's Lynn in at the 1 spot. And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start their rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, for Jared Sullinger, drafted to the Celtics last season, it was a great opportunity to learn from one of the best big men ever to play the game in Kevin Garnett. Sullinger said, "You're learning every day, and as you're seeing what he's seeing, the game slows down tremendously." Fortunately, Jared not the type to take criticism personally, saying, quote, "Because I had Zach Sullinger as a coach," he says, referring to his father James, who taught him the game. And guys, Garnett praised Sullinger's incredible IQ for the game and no-nonsense demeanor. He's fit right in with the Celtics.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you. Jordan Crawford's checked in for Boston.
You know, Avery Bradley missed the first 3 months of last season after undergoing surgery on both shoulders, fellas. I mean, when Rondo went down with his ACL tear, Bradley stepped into the starting point guard role and I thought performed very well.
You know, offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And if he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
You know, something else with him, you can't forget about his skill as a pull-up shooter. I mean, you give him too much room and he won't hesitate for a second to raise up and spray you with that J.
And for Bradley, a tremendous defender, and Steve able to defend either the 1 or the 2.
Well, he's listed at 6'2", but he has incredibly long arms and quick feet. So he's strong enough to guard bigger players, but his best attribute is putting pressure on the ball. It's a nightmare just trying to bring the ball up the floor against Bradley.
One of the best on-ball defenders, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no doubt.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Crawford gets a screen from Sullinger. Brooks, the pass to Bradley. Crawford, 6 on the shot clock. And it's Green, missing. Lynn kicks to Ibaka from about 19 feet. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists now in this one. Now a timeout called by Boston. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried them.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. Brooks dishes to Crawford. Bradley. The Celtics working the ball around now. Crawford kicks to Bradley. Good on the jump shot. Bradley's got 5 points so far.
Well, he can squeeze himself into the box score every now and then.
You know, you think of what a typical Eastern Conference team plays like, and you often think of the Celtics. I mean, they like to slow it up. They'll play hard D and take their fouls when they can. Still, the Celtics last year were just average when it came to playing the rest of the conference.
Brooks, the pass to Crawford. Bradley, he kicks it to Brooks. There's Crawford with the 3. Kendrick Perkins grabs the miss. Wizards leading by 10. Green dishes to Harden. Pass to Novak. Kicks it to Green. Perkins, the pass to Clutch. No good. Nice D from Crawford. For Boston, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That is his first foul of the game. Well, and back to the Celtics, even as you said, Clark, they do all the things most Eastern Conference teams do well. They just couldn't keep it together, Steve, to finish far above 500 in the East.
Well, losing Rondo was a huge part of it as they had to adjust their entire offense midway through the season. And I think a lot of it, too, is the rest of the East has caught up to them, and time is finally catching up to them.
Washington calls timeout.
You know, Jordan Crawford was dealt from the Wizards to the Boston Celtics last season, guys, and that very well could be a good situation for him. He's a talented player who I think just needs a little more discipline defensively and with his shot selection, and he'll be fine.
Dishes it to Vesely. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Celtics trail by 7. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, the huge trade that really overshadowed this year's draft, the blockbuster deal between the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. The Celtics sending out the veteran trio of Jason Terry, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce, and in return receiving 3 future first-round picks, the right to swap picks in 2017. For the Celtics, a tough but realistic decision to begin the rebuild process. For the Nets, an all-in attempt to win a title. Guys, it sent shockwaves throughout the league, and we'll just have to wait to see how it all shakes out.
They've got probably the best team in franchise history. We'll see where they go next. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Sanders comes in for Jordan Crawford. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Avery Bradley. And Sanders kicks to Rondo. He feeds it to Sanders. Out to Wallace. Trying his luck deep. The shot is off. Wizards leading by 9. And the pass to Vesely. He dishes it to Hardaway. Here is Doc. Feeds to Vesely. Outside Hardaway. It's tipped. Sanders with the steal. Makes the lead pass. It's blocked by Hardaway. Passes it to Clutch.
There we go.
And again, Washington no good. The Celtics have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Wallace kicks to Sanders. Traps in the tray. Sanders has got 11 points.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Clutch. Back to Perkins. Here's Doc. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
How about that one? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points onto their lead.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
New Year's Eve and the anticipation is building. But before the clock strikes 12, let's jump right into the halftime report. Washington leading against Boston, and they've been rolling lately, and that continues tonight. Clutch putting on a clinic against the Celtics. He's got 10 points, and it's been a good overall defensive game for him. He's brought a nice intensity to the floor in this one. And still in it, this out in Charlotte.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
And what a game for Sanders. He's got 11 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Tell you what, he should not hesitate to keep firing from out there because he's got the touch tonight.
We've got Sanders. Chris Humphries is out there with Carl Landry. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Wallace in at the small forward position. That's the Boston 5. The shot's good from Doc.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
They get it back.
Well contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You got to make them work for it. Challenge every shot.
Sanders dishes to Wallace. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, you can say a lot of good things about him, Kevin, but maybe the best is that he just makes his players better. The guys around him, his passing, his leadership, he just knows how to get the most out of the guys on his squad.
And one of the more noticeable things about him, Steve, is how ineffective screens are against him. I mean, it's almost like he's got oil all over his body the way he slips off of them.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
The Wizards have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. Celtics trail by 13. Rondo drives in. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Well, you know what? He could have fouled that up going for the big slam. I thought that was a nice job just taking the layup.
No good from Clutch.
That's excellent defense right there on the perimeter.
Boston's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Here's Wallace. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And you look at Landry, and he does lack the size of most power forwards, but he's excellent at finishing around the goal and helps him keep defenders honest with a nice, reliable outside shot, too.
Washington making some changes. Well, you've seen some terrific offensive basketball over the last month. A lot of it thanks to the assist numbers put up by these point guards. during that time. Number 1, Rajon Rondo.
And he's been doing everything you want from that position, getting everyone involved, making sure the defense has to worry about all 5 guys on the court.
Not only has he been doing all that, but as his assist rank illustrates, he's been doing it better than any other point guard in the league. You can't give him enough credit for his passing this season.
And Carl Landry's such a great knack for scoring around the rim.
He's a tough guy, a genuine tough guy. He gets the ball in the paint, and he'll go up and score with little jump shots or maybe putback shots. Great hands and really keeps himself in good condition.
Gets it to go. Wizards leading by 11. Harden the pass to Novak. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Ball is with a screen on Perkins. Sanders. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Sanders has got 15. Here's Harden on the wing. Sanders covering. Outside, Lynn. Harden against Sanders. Clock at 6. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
You know, with all the hype and insanity he got during Jeremy Lin's breakout season, it didn't really do him any favors on the court. In fact, I think you could easily argue that he's been playing with a target on his back for opposing guards who would like to have a big game against a star like Lin.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Olynyk is checked in for Landry. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Sanders. The shot's good from Douglas.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And getting back to Jeremy Lin, I think with the attention he got in his breakout season, it also brings players wanting to measure themselves against you, saying, let's see how good this guy really is.
Yeah, that's part of it. But I think if you ask Jeremy, he'd rather be playing and having that challenge than, have it the way it was before when nobody knew who he was or really respected his game.
Douglas kicks to Rondo. Landry with a screen for Rondo. He passes to Olynyk. Can't get it to go. And it's Washington the other way. The dish to Vesely. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
Sanders checked in for Rajon Rondo. Hardaway passes to Don. Nice ball movement by Washington. No good from Clutch. Celtics trail by 14. Sanders dishes to Landry, and it's blocked by Vesely. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for Washington.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing, guys, defensively, a great job of closing out and blocking shots.
Boston making a switch here. Humphries checked in. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Got a piece of it. And here's the fast break. Here's Hugh, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Oh, man, they are just putting the hammer down right now.
Defensively and offensively. It has all been working for him today.
Douglas with it. Now guarded by Clutch. Douglas kicks to Sanders. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. And that's 18 points for Silk.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Doc the pass to Hardaway. It's taken away by Wallace. Jumps up. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Pass to Doc. Back to Hardaway. Here's Clutch. Wallace covering. Now the pass to Clutch. Here is Doc. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Doc's got 14 points for the game.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
The Celtics have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
You know, even though they're down, they're putting on a show at the free throw line this half.
I think they've done a good job of making the most of their chances at the line, and they've got to keep it up to take the lead.
The Wizards making a switch here. Bynum's checked in. Harden with it, averaging 12 points a game. Six to shoot. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Bynum, no good. Here's Douglas. The shot will not go. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Celtics trail by 15. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Clutch out there with Doc. Then it's Harden. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Bynum with the 5 down low.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Humphries dishes to Wallace. Shot clock at 6. Bradley kicks to Rondo. From deep three-point range. Goes back up. And it's Bradley getting it to go.
The defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Back to Bynum. Bynum missing again. Celtics trail by 13. Wallace goes in. Bradley. And it's blocked by Harden. Here's Sue. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Clutch has got 4 points this quarter.
He's been so reliable again today, Kevin, and they need his points, and he's providing them.
Rondo kicks to Bradley. Pass to Humphries. Celtics passing it around. Wallace. Off target from three-point range. Outside Rondo. The feed to Wallace. Outside Bradley. He kicks to Rondo. Wallace dishes it to Landry. Feed away. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. To start a 3-game homestand with that game.
Yeah, no question for the Thunder. That's a game they'd really like to have.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, just too many easy buckets, you know, in and around the paint. So he wants to put a stop to it. This timeout is going to be used to try to tighten up the defense.
Guys, at this level, they won't miss often if you keep giving up looks inside, and they're paying for that right now. Good timeout here.
And Boston has possession, trailing by 17. Humphries, no good.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
Wallace attacking. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Long pass it to Novak. Lin powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Outside, Lin. Three-pointer. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And that is good.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Clutch, he's checked in for Washington. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Outside Rondo. Kicks to Sanders. Can they get it? Gets the bucket. Sanders has got 20. Wizards leading by 22. Here's Hugh, and he bangs it home with one hand. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
Oh,
one.
man, that was just amazing.
Here's lights out. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. And here's Douglas. Poked loose. 6 to shoot. Clutch the pass to Long. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
The Celtics have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Crawford kicks to Green. Kicks it out to Crawford. He feeds it to Green. That's a 2 from Douglas. Rebounded by the Wizards.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Long. And again, Washington with the triple.
Man, they are spreading the floor and letting it fly, really knocking it down from outside.
And I love that gunslinger's mentality, Steve. Playing to win as opposed to playing it safe. I call it prevent offense when you try to protect the lead. Let it fly, let it fly, let it fly.
Washington making some changes. Vesely's checked in for lights out. Green comes in for Hardaway. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Clutch. He dishes it to Douglas to end the run. The offensive rebound. And the basket by Owen.
See how he used the rim to protect the ball perfectly from the defender on that reverse.
Here's Lin. Makes it off the glass.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
And this game is finally getting away from them.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
And Green gets it to go. Washington's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Ring shot on the way, and it comes off the front of the rim. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Deflects the pass. Crawford with the steal. And finished off by Sullinger.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays, Clark, just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Man, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam.